Hello, I'm going to tell you about Poetica, which is a game that I designed along with PD Magnus for 4 players that takes about 30 minutes to play. PD is the creator of the deck tap, and this game uses the illustrations from the deck tap cards as the source words for composing poems. Now this is somewhat similar to games like Dixit or Scrutinize, where you have to look at the illustrations and take words from them. But in the case of Poetica, what's different is that you will be given 6 cards at a time, and each one is going to provide a word for a line of poetry. So you have to write a line of poetry using one word from each card. So not only do you have to come up with words, you have to make them all fit together. So for example, here are 6 cards, and here's a line of poetry that I wrote. By twilight, leaves like arrows rain on thirsty vegetation. Now that's not a very good line of poetry, but that's kind of the fun of the game, is sometimes you just have to make the best of it, and sometimes just however good or bad you are as a poet is revealed by the cards. But that's a lot of the fun. What happens is we write one line of poetry, then we pass the cards to the left and get 6 more cards, write a second line of poetry, then do the same thing a third time, and then after that we have scoring. Each of us is given some cubes or any kind of token. We allocate 5 markers between our opponents based on their overall composition. And then each of us takes the 6 cards that we did not write a line of poetry for and award 4 points between our opponents for the best overall line, and then 1 point for each card for the best use of each card, the best word that the person came up with. So we've had quite a lot of fun playing this game, and one of the things that's so neat about it is that really everyone's poems sound different. Certainly good poets produce good poetry, and bad poets like me produce acceptable to mediocre poetry. But as a game, it's really fun to play, and everyone's poems sound different. Your unique voice comes through because it's not just a word game, it's a language game. It's how you approach putting words together into sentences or lines. And the other thing that's fun is because you're writing a 3-line poem, but you only have the source for 1 line at a time, that also presents a fun challenge as you get your second line, and now you have to make it fit together with the first, and then the problem even more so with the third line. So it's a fun game, it's challenging, it works a different part of your brain than a lot of games do, and it builds off of some of the familiar ideas of Dixit and Mysterium and Scrutinize, but puts them in a fresh new format. So we've had a lot of fun playing this, and we hope you'll be interested in hearing more about it. Thank you.